Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review. So in this video I'm doing, well, previously I have done a video which didn't go over very well. I talked about a couple of Marilyn Monroe movies, but I did it in one video. And I wasn't satisfied with it because I only got like 13, as of now, only 13 views on it, which is pretty crappy since it's been on YouTube for about a couple of years, so I only got 13 views. So what I'm going to do is we're going to discuss the movies individually. So that's what I decided to do, and maybe hopefully God willing, and get more views. And the first one I'm going to be discussing is one of the early movies that Marilyn Monroe did, and she was only doing a few movies already. I has done a couple of movies already, but this is the earliest one I have in terms of release date, and it's a 1953 film, Niagara, by Fox, CBS, or Fox Studios. Because that's where she was in those days. Actresses were uh, contracted to the movie studios. Not today, when they're all pretty much free agents. I think pretty much today. Of course, the film was that Niagara came out in 1953, and it's a movie that's one of the few movies that Marilyn Monroe actually played was the villain in the film. Uh, and it's also one of the more serious movie roles that she played, where she didn't play a stereotypical dumb blonde, which you could say she did in a few of her films. Um, Niagara is, of course, a movie where Marilyn Monroe is playing married to Joseph Kahn, who plays her husband, and Marilyn Monroe was planning to have him killed by her lover because she was seeing a guy on the side. He said, "Look, I'm driving my husband crazy, and you could go and kill him, and it will look like a suicide. I have it look like a suicide because people will think it's nuts anyway." Because Marilyn Monroe was putting this narrative that he was crazy. He did spend time in a mental hospital, because he was a former Marilyn Monroe's husband was a former Korean vet, and the Korean War had just ended. I think it was like the year, just that year or the year before, and so kind of makes sense with the Korean War. And of course, what happens is, of course, the fact that the husband turned the tables, which you actually never saw. It. If this movie was made today, you would definitely would have seen this scene. Whereas the fact that the husband, that Marilyn Monroe's lover was stalking the husband, Joseph Kahn, and they're going to the tunnels, the sightseeing tunnels you see in Niagara Falls. And I have to point this out, this movie was actually filmed in Niagara Falls, on the Canadian side, and you do see stuff that I actually did when I was in Niagara Falls. There's going on the main mist boat and going underneath the tunnels, underneath the Horseshoe Falls, and plus other uh, falls in the other part of Niagara Falls, underneath the tunnels, which was pretty cool. Because I actually did that. I actually stood in some areas where the film was actually made. So it was. That's why I like this movie more than any other Marilyn Monroe film that I saw, because it was good. It wasn't a comedy. Because a good chunk of Marilyn Monroe's films were comedies. No, not all of them, but a good chunk of them were. And at least more than half of her films were. So this is the one where, and you can actually see that Marilyn Monroe can act, in this film. I know there was another one that got fate, which I'm pretty going to do in this bus stop where she can act. But in Niagara, she was really, really good in this role. And of course, I think all the actors were pretty much good in this one, except for one character, which I'm going to get to. Um, of course, and I'll get distracted a little bit, but the husband, Joseph Kahn, actually turns the table on Marilyn Monroe's lover and actually kills him. Because what happened was they actually found the body, and they figured, oh, maybe it's this Marilyn Monroe's husband. So they brought Marilyn Monroe to the her name was actually Rose. And they brought Rose into the morgue and said, "Is this your husband?" And that's what she faints. So of course you probably think that was putting on an act and saying, "Hey, this was her husband." It was implied that was her fake. And the first time I watched this movie, naturally, of course, you see nowadays, now in 2016, you could see where the story was going to go. She fainted, because it wasn't really her husband; it was the lover, and it was the lover. And of course, the only one who knew that Joseph Kahn's character was alive was his honeymooners who came along. And what actually the movie actually does start off with the point of view of these two honeymooners. And the wife was played by Jean Peters, and I forgot who played her husband in the film. But the point of view was actually from these two characters, not really from Marilyn Monroe's point of view. Um, but actually, the movie does start off with Joseph Kahn walking around at the falls. And then you see these two honeymooners come along, and the wife was played by Jean Peters, who was just as beautiful and maybe sexy as Marilyn Monroe. Well, Marilyn Monroe was sexier because that was the role she played, but Jean Peters was just as hot as Marilyn Monroe was. And what happened was she saw that Joseph Kahn was actually alive because they reserved the cabin in Niagara Falls, and Marilyn Monroe and Joseph Kahn had that cabin and was supposed to be out. But they got another cabin anyway, and as soon as Marilyn Monroe was in the hospital and Joseph Kahn's character was supposed to be dead, they transferred into the other cabin. So Jean Pierre's character was actually in taking a nap, and that's when Joseph Kahn comes in, and he woke her up, and she saw him, and she screamed and said he's alive, and she called the cops, local Niagara Falls police, and said, hey, the guy is actually alive. So they were looking for him, and the husband, Jean Pierre's husband, who was really like a loser in the thing. I mean, he was like kind of like a geeky character. Well, they didn't call him a geek in those days, but it was kind of like an incompetent loser. He was a successful executive in the shred and meat company that he's supposed to be working for. It's kind of like a geek. Uh, because he got disgusted, said, "Oh, enough of these guys." And we come up here for a delayed honeymoon, and we get caught up in this nonsense. And because what happened was he found out that his boss, the guy he was trying to get in contact with, said, "Oh, let's go on a fishing trip." And they go back to get refueled, and that's when Sam Loomis, who is the the Joseph Kahn character, knew that the wife knows that Gene Pierce's character knows that he was alive. So he said, "Look, why don't you help me get a new life for myself? Because you're the only one who knows I'm alive, and I want to start my whole life over. Because I know you're sympathetic to me because she helped him out early in the film when it went nuts. So since you helped me before, why can't you help me now?" I said, "Look, I don't want anything to do with you anymore." And of course, later on in the film, when she found out that Rose was in the hospital when she got out, because Joseph kind of decided to play a little mind games back in Marilyn Monroe, it says, "Hey, I played the song," but she knew that that, and of course, the Gene Peters character told the cops it wasn't Sam Loomis who was killed, who was Rose's lover was killed. It was self-defense. Sam Loomis killed this guy in self-defense, and now he's on the run because he figures, hey, that nobody will believe his story. The man the Rose character decided to wanted to kill him off. So the cops were looking for him, and so he got on this boat that uh, Jim Pierce's husband and his boss were renting out, and so he gets on the boat, and Jim Peters' character having to get back on the boat, and she was accidentally knocked out because Sam Loomis wanted her off the boat because he wanted to kill himself or at least escape. And when he wanted to at least escape, but the boatman, of course, runs out of gas and he goes over the falls. But before then, Jim Pierce's character uh, got off the boat, hang on rocks, and they did this, and the uh, harbor patrol, of course, rescued her, and that's pretty much how the cop that was involved in the whole during the movie says, "I hope you don't cross. I know you saw, went through a lot, but please visit Niagara Falls again. Hopefully, you won't have to go through this type of thing again." And that's how the movie had ended. But to me, I like the Jeff Pete. Even though I like Marilyn Monroe, I thought she was great in this role. And it is one of my favorite. I only seen all the way through four Marilyn Monroe movies, and this one is definitely my favorite one because he had, you know, not only the sexual tension there, but you also had the drama between Marilyn Monroe trying to kill her husband, which is a stereotypical plot device. But today, but in those days in 1953, it wasn't a so much of a novelty because they had like sugary sweet type movies in those days. You didn't have the type of movie where a wife was planning to kill her husband and it backfires, and you had the drama of going over the Niagara Falls, and you had the falls in the background, and throughout the film. So it was really unique to see a movie like this, and it's very rare in film when you see Niagara Falls actually being photographed for a film. And of course, the only other time I can think of they actually had Niagara Falls in a movie was Superman 2, which I previously discussed in my Superman series review, where Niagara Falls was actually in it when Lois Lane discovers that Clark Kent was Superman. Um, and that was the only other time you actually saw Niagara, to my knowledge. You can see Niagara Falls in the movie, and you saw it here. You can see them on the Main and Mist boat. Like I said earlier, Main and Mist is the famous boat ride in Niagara Falls. It takes you literally right up to Niagara Falls, and same thing with going through the tunnels. To watch them because I actually did those two things when first Niagara Falls when I was about like I think I was about like 10 or 11 years old when I did that. I think I was about like 10 years old when I did that, and it was fun. And about like 8 years later, I was in Niagara Falls again, but I didn't have time to go on the Main and Mist boat or through the tunnels. And then I had time to do was limited time then. But to see Niagara Falls, I know I'm sorry I went on a tangent, but the movie Niagara does have the all the tension throughout the whole. I know the movie's not very long; it's only about 89 minute long film, so it's very short. Most Marilyn Monroe movies are usually between an hour and a half and an hour and 35 minutes long. Uh, Unfortunately, but if you want to see a Marilyn Monroe film, I know most people will go to uh, the movies that she's most known for, like Gentlemen Before Blondes or The 7 Year Itch. I mean, those are the two movies that most people go to and see. But most people forget some of the more dramatic roles and dramatic parts. And at least this one was not a straight out comedy. Unlike Gentlemen Before Blondes or The 7 Year Itch, so straight out comedies. But if you want to see Marilyn Monroe in dramatic role, check out Bus Stop. So this, excuse me, not Bus Stop, Niagara. So again, getting ahead of myself from my Marilyn Monroe films. So so please check out Niagara if you haven't seen it. Excuse me. So please check on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. And if you haven't, and you can check out all my videos on my YouTube channel. We also go to at rowdyc.com. That's RWDY.com. That's the homepage of the Rowdy Reviewer. Christy Moore, TV Trash Guy. Check out all of his content on his website. Not just his TV trash reviews, but all of his other content. Because his other reviewers who Chris has linked their reviews onto his website as well. So please check out his website if you haven't. Please do so. So thanks for watching. Catch you next time.